Hi dancers! So common question that I get that I want to discuss with you is why am I binge eating or why am I overeating and how do I stop? Well, before I actually give you some advice, I want to make it very clear that there is a distinct difference between binge eating and overeating. In fact, binge eating is recognized in the medical literature as a diagnosable eating disorder. And I am going to give you a link that sends you to a very helpful website, National Eating Disorder Association's website, and they have very specific criteria in there that you can actually look at and see if you really fall under that category. But for the purpose of this article and for the purpose of this video, I'm talking about that quote-unquote overeating, which is a term that I actually don't even like using because it's very difficult and almost impossible to define overeating. We could look at it as perhaps just eating to the point of physical discomfort, but gets a little difficult too, especially if you come from a history of restrictive eating or very low calorie dieting, because your body is likely just getting used to eating a normal amount of food that it needs for both metabolic functioning and your physical functioning. Now, one thing I want to make clear is that overeating usually stems from some type of undereating. So essentially, you're just not fueling your body with enough calories or food that it needs, and it's leading you to this behavior to quote unquote overeat at your next meal. So when you're undereating, and this can be from intentional undereating or unintentional undereating. Intentional undereating, this is where we usually see things like food rules, abiding to these rules like avoiding pizza or avoiding desserts because you think they're bad or they're unhealthy. And what ends up happening, that psychological restriction drives our want to overeat on that food the next time it's presented to us. Another intentional undereating is simply just following a low-calorie diet. So you just might not be fueling your body or giving your body enough calories for its physical needs. And as dancers, your needs are pretty high. So you're going to want to consult with a professional like a dietitian to really help you determine that. Now, unintentional undereating, this is something like, let's say you have a rehearsal and it's lasting for longer than you originally expected. And the morning was busy, you didn't have enough time to pack some balanced snacks, so you find yourself just really going this extended amount of time in the afternoon without anything to eat. So by the time you get to your next meal, you are famished. Now, of course, this is something that we can't always control, and we're human, it's gonna happen. We can't always predict and control our schedule. For the most part, you do wanna try and think ahead and have those balanced snacks prepared if you can, because that will help the situation. Now let's get to those 3 tips. Number 1, it's not about having a lack of self-control. It's actually about having self-care for yourself, because when we undereat, your body has a primitive drive to refuel its energy needs, and that's what's going to set you vulnerable to that feeling of out of control eating or overeating. So the thing is, diet culture likes to tell us that when we overeat, we lack willpower. But as you know, I don't believe in willpower, because willpower is really just this made-up term for self-control. And diet culture or low-calorie dieting is always going to set us up, where our body is going to eventually want to fill that primitive drive to get what we think we can't have. So whether that's coming from low-calorie dieting or restrictive food rules, you're really setting yourself up for those behaviors. So at the end of the day, you want to have a balanced diet, a balanced lifestyle, and if you need help figuring that out, just reach out to a dietitian who can help you. Number 2, get empowered. Don't feel guilty, don't feel upset. Guys, the holidays are coming up, and let's say we do end up feeling like we're quote-unquote overeating at the meal. The worst thing you can do is feel guilty or upset with yourself about this. You don't want to wake up the next day and feel that you have to make up for the behavior or save calories here and there, because that's just going to land you back on that cycle of restrictive eating and overeating. So just continue with your normal routine. Don't feel too bad about it. And again, seek a professional if you really feel like this is happening on a very continuous basis. And number 3, similar to number 2, you want to reflect gain from your experience, and just move on from it. Learn about what led you to that behavior at that meal. Did you not pack some balanced snacks? Are you following some restrictive food rules or a low-calorie diet plan? These are things you really want to stray away from. I hope you guys enjoyed these 3 tips, and if you want more help, please reach out. I've got a bunch of helpful resources, including some online courses that can help you better navigate the confusing world of health and nutrition. I can't wait to see you there.